And I know, dude, I'm like, I don't even know if I want to upload this to YouTube because people are going to be like, bro, these heroes are really weak. Why are you putting them so high? Or bro, these heroes are really strong. Why are they so low? Or bro, how are you going to put Moira not in F tier? I'm like, okay. All right, let me just say it once and for all. If I didn't say it clearly earlier, this is including all of the Overwatch 1 to Overwatch 2 changes, and I'm grading how the changes were in terms of success of making the hero fun and engaging to play versus and against. I'm not saying anything about how balanced the hero was in Overwatch 1 or even how balanced the hero is in Overwatch 2. For example, right now, Zarya at S tier is a lot stronger, I would say, than Orisa. But they both got really nice redesigns in Overwatch 2. You can also look down in F tier where I put Genji in F tier and you're like, what? Genji's great. Genji's awesome in Overwatch 2. Yes, and he's an awesome design hero. Don't get me wrong. But Overwatch 2 made him worse with the DPS passive. In terms of design, not in terms of power, but in design. The DPS passive is not a good thing for Genji. It is too broken. It doesn't mesh well. Same thing, for example, the Baptiste. Baptiste is not a horribly designed hero necessarily, but the shift change, just a big burst heal, was not the direction the hero could go. So ironically, heroes oftentimes in F tier, in fact, all of the heroes in F tier, I would say, are overall better designed than the heroes in D tier. But the difference is the heroes in D tier got better from Overwatch 1 to Overwatch 2, where the heroes in F tier got worse. Genji is still a trillion times better designed than any of the heroes in D tier, but he did get worse, so he's ranked appropriately. The ones at the bottom, I'm not sure about. Big changes, obviously they got changes like Moira got her fade cooldown increased. That is it is not zero, but it's not super impactful in terms of how she plays or how she operates or how she feels. For example, something like Moira got 1 second on a fade. Okay, balance wise, there's something there. But Pharah in C tier got a significantly bigger boop if she lands a direct hit. That has a more of an impact in terms of how fun the hero feels or how much dynamic there is to the hero than adding 1 extra second to fade. So the magnitude of the changes are not just, oh, this was a big buff, this was a big nerf in terms of numbers. I'm looking at new details or new little nuances that the hero got or lost over time. Like I said, the Pharah one, I think needs a lot of work, but the rewarding people for hitting a direct concussive blast was really cool. Also quality, not quantity. We talked about this. Ana didn't get a lot. She got nerfs to her CC, but she didn't really need a lot. And what she did need, she got. The support passive, which we're including passives in this tier, was a huge quality of life change for her. We're not focused on how strong it made her, but it made her so much more fun to play and so much less frustrating to play. I know there's some hot takes in here. Folks are disagreeing with my Brig placement, with my Mei placement, but I think overall, as people put more time into those heroes, you're going to realize that there's more options opened up and there's less one-dimensional playstyle. The heroes at the top have more dynamic and fluid playstyles. The heroes at the bottom are more old Overwatch 1, one-dimensional, one-trick, less fluidity, less options playstyles. Let's just get started. So Wrecking Ball is really easy. I don't think he got any changes whatsoever that I'm aware of. Do his temporary shields feed ult charge? Maybe. Yeah, but that's more of a balance thing. Plays exact same. Didn't get any changes. Visual redesign, pretty minimal from what I know. Okay. All right. Kiriko also doesn't apply. There was no Overwatch 1, so doesn't apply. Okay. Actually, Junkrat doesn't really apply either, no? Like, okay, you know what? Chat, what about sound design? Because, or like visual / sound design, because Junkrat also doesn't apply, but then you're also like, this here, the projectiles like glow more, right? What do you guys think? But I guess Junkrat hasn't changed that much, so I wouldn't even apply it there either. So again, Junkrat doesn't apply. This has been the easiest tier list ever. Okay, Ana didn't get much. Okay, so Ana's nade, chat, this is why I need y'all's help. Ana's nade got nerfed in terms of duration. and Ana's sleep dart got increased in cooldown. What about beta heroes? I'll probably include this because they've gotten some changes. So, but at the same time, oh, you know what, chat? Oh, I forgot something. You have to factor in the support passive, because I was thinking Ana hasn't gotten a lot of changes, but holy mackerel, does she benefit a lot from the support changes, the support passive. She benefits from that a lot. I should feel like I should probably so I think like you could even put Ana, I'm not sure if A is where she's at, but I'm feeling good things about Ana because I feel like her cooldowns are a little bit more impactful, and her passive heal she benefited from a lot. Not just in terms, again, I'm not talking power, but it's satisfying to play Ana, even a little bit better than an Overwatch one, I'd say. You have more time to do different things because you have to heal bot a little bit less. The support passive is a huge quality of life change. I really think Ana feels pretty good. Okay. Soldier got nothing, no? Right? Nothing. Oh, no, he didn't. He did. You can headshot with visor if you aim at it. Right? Right? Wait, Junkrat? Oh, chat. Patch notes. I don't know. What? Chat, where are the patch notes? Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Where are the patch notes in Overwatch 2? I'm a brand new player looking to get in Overwatch 2. Why do I have to remember what was done in beta like 7 months ago? Where? Where are they? Where? Beta? Do I have to go down through beta and look at all the individual changes back from April? I'm not scrolling past them. I'm not. Look. Where are the full changes going from Overwatch 1 to Overwatch 2? I'm looking for everything. What do I need to know going into Overwatch 2? Billion-dollar company. Billion-dollar company. Where are they? Where are they? As I projectile spittle myself. Kidding me, man. You're joking. Wait, where's Soldier? Did Soldier just not get any changes in the first round of beta? I don't remember this, chat. It's been months. There's been so many changes since then. Nobody has a list of all the changes. The game is... Do people just log in and be like, oh, I guess that ability does that now? Not everybody was part of the alpha and the beta. Crazy, man. Okay. Damage got nerfed. Movement speed got nerfed because of the passive DPS speed boost. But also the DPS speed boost got fixed, right? And this isn't changed? Okay. Now allows for critical hits. No longer moves damage fall off from heavy pulse rifle. I mean, okay. Like... so annoying. I guess that's it. I don't think there were any changes. I think that was mostly it. So the crit headshot change. I'm trying to think. Okay, let's put it this way. I will put Soldier in C tier because I don't think he benefits much from the DPS passive. It doesn't feel like... I mean, I don't like the DPS passive. Let me just put that out there. Posture check, thank you. So these are all positives, I would say. All positive. If it's in the D, it's negative. C, Soldier being able to crit with Tucked Visor, it's fun. It's a positive, right? Again, we're not talking about balance here, but it does make it a little bit more engaging to use. So, yeah. Move webcam to the top right. Oh yeah, yeah. How about we do this? Tier rework tier list. Not even gonna move it. Just gonna let it dangle out there. Face cover. Yeah. That's good, right? That's good. Hello, everybody. It's my IRL height on stream. Okay. Shut up, Baggins. Don't say anything, Lucky. Okay, listen. So Soldier, I think net positive. Yeah, okay. You know, okay, but just nothing major. So Brig lost her shield stun, which was definitely annoying to play against. Again, I'm not just considering this from the person's main, but also the general balance of the game. I didn't like shield bash. However, I can also see that it was a fundamental part of her ability to peel. She can no longer... It's temporary HP, right? So I'm pretty sure Rally is all temporary health now, not armor. Cooldown is reduced. Distance is better. Inspire now also triggers from shield bash damage. Was that not the case? Wow, okay. Like me out to the pocket. Okay. Surely, chat. Surely I don't have to scroll through every single patch. I know, dude, I coached the game in Overwatch League, and even I can't remember all the stupid patch changes. How do they expect the average person to do this? Joke. Okay, Brig, I'll probably also put in C tier because I do think it was a net positive, but I can get the frustration of not being able to stun with Shield Bash being a major, major problem for people that play the hero. Oh, good. The replay viewer works now? Lovely. Also, Rally being not armor is a lot less annoying to play against as well. Like, it was just too strong. So, I think overall, I could see Brig being B. I'm not sure. I'm gonna put her in B. The lack of the stun, Rally being less frustrating to play against, feels, and there's more mobility. There's a lower cooldown. There's more options for her. I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay. Sojourn, actually it does apply because there were a lot of juicers from her initial release to the current position. She was unbelievably broken on release because her little wonker thing did 200 damage instead of the 300, the little the buzzer. Okay. It did 300 damage instead of 200 damage total. It was like unbelievably powerful. And she could also, I think her one shot was like a much lower charge too. And she charged off of like shields like super fast. Yeah. So what did they change with Sojourn? So I know they nerfed the hitbox of the honker gun. But then they made her primary fire a little bit faster. So then this, right about here, like this patch change really did it for folks, right? More ammo, more rate of fire, wonkity wonk. She wasn't played early on because she just didn't mesh with the meta well, but she was already a strong hero, and then they buffed her further, and then it just kind of like broke the meta really. So then we start seeing a lot of Sojourn. Did she not get nerfed here? I thought she got nerfed. Maybe she didn't get nerfed. I don't know. Yeah, so they reduce the projectile rate now scales with the energy level, so it actually gets bigger the higher charge you are, and the fire rate was reduced. I don't know, they really didn't do a lot to her. They made the E a lot less frustrating to play against. They made the right click a little bit more. I don't know. This might be a little bit of a hot take, but I was never a huge fan of the way Railgun works. It feels fun, but it also sucks to play against because there is no counterplay. Like, she could just be doing, jukity and just blast out a hit. There's no slowing down, there's no staticness, there's no charge up time. When she has it, she hits the shot or she doesn't. And it could be a micropixel, but you're done. So it's like, there's no mobility cost, I guess. I was hoping that, and I gave feedback towards this. Maybe I'm an idiot. Don't be afraid to call me an idiot. But I gave feedback that I would have liked to have seen her move less away from railgun being a one-shot and more of it being like a Soldier 76 burst, but hit scan and could still headshot, but just didn't one-shot. And I also would have liked to have seen more buff to her M1 in some way, shape, or form, maybe. I don't know. I felt like the problem with the hero is that, like, if you're in a lower rank and you're not hitting your railguns, then the hero feels horrible. Something happened to me. What happened to me? What happened to me? What happened? Hello? It's not showing up in the activity feed.
More Tracer guides smile.
What happened? What happened? Donation. Oh, thank you. But I don't know who to thank, and I don't know how much for. Why is it not showing up in my activity feed? I got a freaking posture check, but I don't have a donation. Oh, $5. Thank you. Who donated the $5? Me. Oh. Well, we'll work at the Tracer thing. Tracer is not a huge priority for me, but she's also not low in the totem pole either. It's just that there's so many other heroes and they take me so long, guys. I've cried blood over the stupid guides. Oh, there's so much work. Oh, they're worth it, but there's so much work. Okay, anyway. Thank you for the donation. Galaxy Pigs. I appreciate it. So Sojourn for me has like a really high skill ceiling. She could be a high skill hero, but I hate that it's like you hit the railgun, it's like, ugh. It just feels like literally like, okay, there's literally nothing I can do about that. That's just, okay, GG's. And then if you don't hit the railgun, dude, she does even less than Widowmaker on some maps. Like Widowmaker obviously is a little bit more map dependent, so I guess she gets the option of being more, but like on a good Widowmaker map, you don't even necessarily need to be popping off to get value. You can control sightline, you've got good damage pressure, you have good sightline pressure, there's the element of pressure, there's the element of fear. Dude, Sojourn, I've played some games against Sojourns on the enemy team, and they're just like invisible the whole game. They're just completely invisible. I don't know. All the newly released heroes have high ceilings, so like I think overall Sojourn did get a rework, but I'm not like, I don't know what I wanted from her, but she still is just the one-shot farmer. Like that's just what she is. Like that's just, she's basically still, I farm up railgun and I hit the railgun. I love the way shift works. It's one of the best mobilities in the entire game. And I am a big Sojourn fan. The hero feels amazing to play. I just don't think that they did as much with her as they could have. Cassidy, okay, what do they do with Cassidy? I have to do this again. I really disdain this and everything about this. Okay. Fan the Hammer does faster fire rate, so that's just dandy. 131 damage, yada yada. This is overall a positive change. I think this is overall a positive change. Basically, Deadeye is not a death sentence now. There's like some actual utility about it. Magnetic Grenade is technically better than Flashbang. And doesn't he have a roll thingy now? Doesn't he do a little zipperoo? He takes less damage while he's rolling? No? Isn't that a thing? I don't even know anymore. What is my name, chat? Where am I? What? Why do I have to do this for every stupid hero? Why? Please share. Okay, yeah, see, you can roll for damage reduction. I assume they kept that. I don't know. Nobody knows. It's a complete guess. Did they just randomly change it? Nobody knows. Apparently nobody at the Blizzard has the ability to type notes on the heroes that you released for the $1 billion game. So we're gonna put Cassidy in B, because I think overall, small net positive for his ult, small net positive for his roll. Add some skill into it for sure. Small net positive for the sticky grenade. Ow. I'll give it a B. Nothing spectacular. It doesn't feel like everything was like super major, but yeah. It feels like everything they did was a net positive. I'm not testing. I'm not being paid to test these things. I just want to know what they do. I want to look at this. They even bait you. Look at these guys. Look at these guys. Oh, where is it? Welcome to check out the new heroes, new and old on the heroes pages. Okay. It doesn't even take you to the heroes page. It doesn't even take you to the heroes page. You click on the link and you're like, where do I go? And then you click it. This tells me nothing! 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 What has changed? The overwhelming majority of people playing this game played it in Overwatch 1. They already know what Ana's kit is. They want to know what's changed. You have got to be kidding me. So again, Cassidy overwhelmingly, okay, not overwhelmingly, but like meh changes, but overall positive. I don't think anything negative about him has happened. It's overall positive. Hair check. Man. Okay. Yeah, the website does look clean. Okay. Junkerqueen. Junkerqueen definitely applies because there was a lot of changes and goofiness. She was wildly broken. Overwatch League didn't even play her on her initial release. I'm pretty sure Contenders played her on her initial release. By the time Overwatch League got their hands on her, she was already nerfed the first round. So like these nerfs had already gone through. So the radius reduction of the commanding shout, ability, the decay, the duration increased, and then the radius was reduced. So that was overall a net positive change, made her a little bit less broken, but she was still hard meta. And then, okay, you know what? Something absolutely stone dead pathetic. Here's something stone dead pathetic. I don't know why stone dead is the term I'm using there, but okay. You know what I'm gonna have to do, chat? I'm gonna have to go into competitive / Overwatch on the Reddit and scroll down onto the leaked stage 4 patch notes to actually find out what Blizzard did and their own stupid game. I have to go on the Reddit and find leaked patch notes to know what happened in their own game. I don't even know. Like, we've already, wait, Brig, Inspire duration reduced. I forgot about that. How did I forget, chat? How could I possibly forget? That's right. Wait, let me click on this here. July, weird, there's a bug. There's the August thing isn't working. Let me keep trying this here. Surely that, nothing? Okay, that's weird. I have to go into stupid Google Doc. Okay? So I forgot about the Inspire reduction. That's kind of a bummer, but I guess that probably still keeps Brig in B. I don't know. I don't even know anymore. Sojourn, railgun energy gain reduced by an additional 50%. I forgot about that one. That one was a big change that shifted away from just AFK farming shields. Love the change. Kisses. Now let's focus on the Junkerqueen crap. The health bonus reduced, the duration reduced, the temporary health. I mean, all in all, definitely positive changes with Junkerqueen. I still have to give her a B. I just don't know where she falls into the meta exactly. Like, she's a very group team oriented tank, but like also the game is moving away from that. So they had to have her like wildly OP sustain, or the sustain is just not worth it. So I don't know. Okay. Okay. Hi, it's Cal from the Overwatch team. Hey, Cal. Okay, Baptiste. Fall off reduced. Healing increased. I'm still angry about this, chat, but I realize we have to be creatively frustrated about this. We can't be yelling at the same thing over and over again. I'm still having to go through the Okay. Okay, I think that was it. I think the ones in May were the big ones. No? No? Wait, what? Where is it? Oh, wait, what? Wait, what? Hero updates. Oh, there was 2 in May. Oh, there was 2 in May. This is the other one. Okay, I just skipped it. I mean, gee, how could I miss it when I'm... Okay, anyway. Now heals for 50 instantly and 50 over time instead of 100 over time. Additionally, the instant will be double. Okay, so basically, regenerative burst just had that initial burst of healing. Now, this is where we might have to diverge just a little bit, okay? Because, if this works, I'm gonna give you a fat kiss right in the lips, Mender. Don't hold me to that, please. Surely. It works. It works. Wait, does it have the new Junkerqueen changes? It does. Chat. Surely. Brig. Chat, it does. It does. Thank goodness I can actually just look at one spot. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so here's the thing. All right, here's the juice. This is where we get into power versus quality. Okay, so you know, buff, right? Buff, right? Buff, right? So I would definitely say something like the support passive is really nice for BAP, so you don't have to use shift for yourself. You can use shift for other things. But I look at this, and we talked about this in the Overwatch League Discord when we were giving feedback, and they announced this one. And to be clear, at the time, anyway, BAP was not a strong hero. I'm still not convinced that he is super strong right now, at least at the elite levels. But he wasn't strong. He wasn't strong. We were playing him with Ryan because that was the best synergy with our Reinhardt. But BAP was not a strong hero. And the funny thing is even after this, wait, it doesn't say that the instant heal. Okay, so this doesn't bring up the instant heal, so maybe it isn't perfect. So we have to keep an eye on these. But the instant burst 50 or the instant burst 100 when somebody's low is really quite strong. But I'm gonna be real, chat. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like healing that instantly heals you up. I don't like that. Doesn't feel right. So, yes, the hero is stronger. Yes, I like the support passive. But I would go as far to say put BAP in either C or even D. I might even put him in D. I think regenerative burst is more powerful, but that is not the direction that the hero needed to go. I understand the hero was not strong. His healing just did not feel very good in Overwatch 2 with the amount of dive and split targets. Just didn't feel very good. And getting lamp force just because a monkey sneezed at you sucked. But I don't like the instant heal aspect. I do feel like this was a negative direction for the hero. And we said this in feedback as the Reinhardt OTP team, at least at the time. And, you know, nothing was heard. So it happens, but I don't like the direction he's gone. It just feels really bad for me to have Baptiste. What is Baptiste's strengths? He heal, and when you jump him, he heal, and then he put lamp, and then he heal. I don't like that. Like there has to be some sort of. It feels it's starting to feel like Moira. You know, not obviously. I'm being exaggerating a little bit, but it feels bad when his defensive cooldown is heal a lot. You know. It's like, I don't know. Is there nothing else that you guys could figure out, like a strength? Like, could you make his weapon better? Could you provide, like, there has to be something more dynamic than that. Well, the burst heal was kind of necessary to heal up under lamp. Like, he needed some sort of defensive cooldown, I think, but or at least needed some sort of versatility elsewhere. But I don't like what they did. I don't like what they did. Winston, definitely at least A. Even though he did not get many changes, the secondary fire thing is huge and so much fun. It's so much fun to use. It adds so much more dynamics to the hero. He got a little bit more survivability, which he needed, which made it a lot. Again, obviously, power isn't the same thing as fun, but it definitely is important. Got a little bit more HP in his barrier. Knockbacks being reduced feels great with Winston. I would definitely say A, maybe S. Even though he didn't get a lot, what he did get feels amazing. Amazing, I say amazing. Feels amazing. Oh, chat, I lied. I know who we're putting in S. Yoinkies. What do y'all think? Dude. Obviously, this one applied either way. More HP, more armor. Definitely makes him feel more flexible and less reliant on having a heal pocket all the time. 2 charges of Fire Strike, and I believe they actually travel faster too, so this doesn't get all the changes, but they actually travel faster, so they're easier to hit on non-Reinhardt targets. You could actually hit them on things, right? The barrier of his health shield went down, right? That's another good change, right? We're talking about overall playstyle, right? Charge can now be canceled. Oh my goodness. More steering turn rate. Slightly less broken pin when you land it. Still is a one-shot and squishy. But and a reduction of cooldown of charge, so you can actually use it like a mobility cooldown now. Just how good the rework is itself. Just how good the rework is itself. In terms of like fun versus quality, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, freaking S tier, man. Awesome changes. So much more flexibility with playstyle. So much less frustrating to play with. Pharah? I mean, positive, yes, I think, because this rewards skill shots more, right? So there's a little bit more of a ceiling with it. But yeah, nothing really. I think overall positive, because it's an extra little bit of tech, like the tactical visor, but nothing spectacular. I don't like Pharah. I think Pharah, here's a hot take, y'all. Pharah metas in the pro level are one of the worst metas. They might act, I'm a big brawl hater, okay? I don't like Reaper. I don't like Mei. I mean, Mei, when Backbone plays it versus Dive is fun, but Mei mirrors, I just don't like Mei mirrors. I don't like Reaper. I don't like Sombra, Moira, Lucio. You can't see anything that's going on. Sucks to watch. And I've coached those metas many times successfully, but I just don't like them. What might actually be worse is freaking Pharah metas. Pharmacy metas, holy crap. I don't want to see 2 Pharahs whizzing rockets at each other, and every 20 minutes, oh, a double direct! For the rest of the 20 minutes. Oh, it's so boring. I would honestly rather deal with a Junkerqueen meta, which was like the worst, like one of the worst brawl metas that we've had in a while, than that. I do not like Pharah, but the rework I think was largely positive. Zarya! Base health increased. Good. I mean, obviously this is all fine here. I mean, most of the tank changes are going to be make it more fun to play. So this is huge. This is absolutely delightful, delectable, succulent juice. Really just a spectacular change. This is like a perfect example of like there wasn't a lot that needed help with Zarya, but being able to selectively use your bubbles is just, it's like one of those changes to where like you were actually like, it's the Reinhardt pin cancel, where I'm sure people did come up with that idea before. It wasn't just Blizzard, but this one it never occurred to me. And I'm like looking at it and I'm like, why haven't I thought of this? This is amazing. The energy decay, I think is a good change as well. It forces you to actually like consistently and dynamically play well with your barriers and not just, oh, I used those bubbles really well that one time and now I'm just permanently high charge. I mean, I think certainly A, maybe S. I'll put her S for now. But yeah, great change. Great change. It's clearly made her a stronger hero too. A lot of these changes, if they're really, really good, are also going to make the character really, really good. That's not an accident. There's exceptions to that rule, right? Like obviously look down here at like a Baptiste, right? I put him in a negative, but he's definitely a stronger hero, right? Because of it. But yeah, okay. Echo. That's a good change. Makes her less frustrating to play against. I'm a fan. Sure. I mean, to be honest, I'm like this close. I mean, wasn't this the case in Overwatch 1 though? Am I smoking something, chat? Wasn't this the case in Overwatch 1? Wait, so if I copied a tank 500 HP. Whoa. I've been out of the Overwatch 1 competitive scene for too long. I'm telling you, I just haven't played in ages. Okay, well then that is clearly a positive change. I'll give it a B change. This is whatever, to be honest. This is almost so marginal that I almost put her in doesn't apply. But if this is really Overwatch 2 new, then this is a B tier change, because yes, it makes the hero weaker, but it was not what the hero should be strong at. A hero shouldn't be strong because you build up your ultimate and then you get to copy a tank, and everybody knows, okay, here comes a tank copy, right? And honestly, it was kind of boring as an Echo player too, because if you weren't copying a tank 9 times out of 10, you were trolling. Now, when you copy somebody, there's actually a little bit of thought. Junkerqueen, Orisa, Diva, tanks that have really good defensive cooldowns are still pretty decent. But then also, like we talked about it earlier, the Ana copy, really, really good. Copy, heck, you can unironically copy a Widowmaker. I've seen it. I've seen it work out. Like, this kind of stuff actually is, there's an actual thought process behind using your ultimate now instead of just copy tank. So, big change with her ultimate. Very much a fan of that. Obviously, it does make her weaker, but I think that was definitely a huge positive change. Oh, maybe I am, yeah. They did it in experimental mode? Gotcha, okay. Doomfist. Okay, scalding hot take. Now. Well, before we look at it, let's look at the changes really quick. I'm actually torn with this one, and I'll explain why in a second. I'm gonna put him in C. I'm torn between C and B because I think that he's a lot of fun to play. He's tricky, but there's a lot of dynamics to him. They somehow managed to make him a tank and remove an entire ability, yet still feels like there's a lot of tech and nuance to him. They removed an ability, and he still has a lot of tech and nuance. That's pretty good. Not getting one shot, love it. Thank goodness. You get slammed by a Doomfist back in the day, you were dead. You get uppercut by a Doomfist by the day, you were dead. You get by the day, you were dead. But here's the thing. Okay, so this is the tricky thing with Doomfist. Okay, so let's look through the changes. Yada yada yada. Power block. Okay, so let's start with power block. The problem with Power Block is that he is incredibly reliant off of being able to charge up his punch to function as a tank. Obviously, it's a two-way street. Not two-way street. It does two things, right? It reduces the damage he takes. It's a tanking defensive ability. But the problem is it punishes you for having bad teammates, for people mess. Like, the thing is, guys, the threshold is so stinking low. Look at this. Look at this. 90 damage. 90 damage. Chat. One body shot from a Hanzo. One fire strike from a Reinhardt, and you're cooked. You're cooked. You've just fed him punch. Anything. So the threshold it feels too low. But then also, if you go up against a disciplined team and you don't farm punch as Doomfist, you're cooked. You have to block 90, not take 90? Okay, well, either way, because the mitigation is 80%, it's really a simple math equation, right? 80% of 100 is 90% of X, right? So then you go 80x cross multiply equals 9,000, right? Cross out both zeros because 8 into 900, and that's about 110 damage. Okay? So 110 damage. So, okay, yeah, you hit a fire strike, you're not technically cooked, but a fire strike does 90 damage. So you're almost there. Your Mercy can sneeze in its general direction. 112.5, yeah. Which is coincidentally, well, never mind. I won't bore. And that's basically it. So the problem is when you play up against a Doomfist, and we found this to be the case even with Pro Overwatch League Doomfist, if you charge their punch, we've just lost the fight. They have essentially an ultimate. What is this stupid ability? He stuns you for 6 years. You can't move. There's no counterplay. It's AoE. This is brain dead, right? And then if you don't feed punch, he just doesn't do anything. Like, and then it keeps going, guys. It keeps going. So his defensive cooldown is also what enables him to be offensive. And it feels really bad playing up against a team that feeds punch, and it feels really bad as a Doomfist if you don't get your punch fed. And then chat was saying you do lose a little bit of your mobility, your stair slam, turn slam. Okay, that kind of stinks a little bit. I get it, okay? The seismic slam, whatever. But here's the thing with the seismic slam. They removed the slow from it. So basically, when you slam, used to be in Overwatch 1 and early on in Overwatch 2, is that when you hit your E, the target was slowed, so it was easier to combo and also easier to land your shots. But what we discovered is that with the new flippin' stupid brain dead ultimate, is when you hit your meteor strike, where is it? Wait, is it not there, chat? It used to be, maybe it's not there anymore. When you got hit by meteor strike, yeah, here it is. No longer knocks back targets. All targets hit by meteor strike are slowed by 50% for 2 seconds. This, in combination with the seismic slam slow, was atrocious. Atrocious. It was so obnoxious being chained by those abilities, and there was actually nothing you could do about it. It felt really, really bad to play up against a Doomfist who was getting charge punch and then combo slow chaining you, and you literally couldn't escape. You died. You died to his ultimate. There's nothing you could do. Because you got slow chained either into his ultimate or you get slowed by his ultimate into a slam, and then you die. It felt horrible. And of course, all the NA hive mind in Overwatch League, not naming any names, loved it because they're all Doom OTPs. I know I'm not actually Doom OTPs, but it felt terrible. It felt terrible. So then what they do is that they nerf the slam, But now the problem is it is actually really freaking hard to get kills with Doomfist now. There's things like AoE punch, which I'm honestly not too sure about either. There's the fact that punch goes from being almost completely worthless, not completely worthless, but significantly weaker, and then when you charge up the punch, it's like infinitely stronger in terms of damage, stun duration, all those kind of things. Basically, my initial complaint with Doomfist on its first run of beta, it's like they took all the CC out of the game, the annoying CC out of the game, and just slapped it all on Doomfist. This stupid charge punch, this stupid slam, this stupid ultimate. And then when you removed those things, the hero had nothing. So, I don't know. The problem with Doomfist is it's the problem with Roadhog, where what makes him most frustrating is the only thing that keeps him relevant, which was his slow and his power punch. So I think, you know, actually now I'm reconsidering this now. I actually think this was this was probably the worst rework of the bunch. The hero is still fun to play, but they've essentially designed a hero in its current state that feels impossible to balance. Because what do? Do you give Slam its slow again so Doomfist can actually get kills? But then now you're just dooming every support to instant death. Do you make Charge Punch relevant? Where there's, okay, well, my one teammate is an idiot, and now my entire team is just dead? It feels stupid that his best offensive ability, which is charging at power block, is also his only defensive ability. So it just feels like a bad design philosophy. He needs to use that to survive, but that's also what makes him really powerful. So, like, imagine if Orisa Fortify, when you shot Fortify, it like tripled her attack speed. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't like what they did. It just right now he just doesn't feel possible to balance. He still feels like a DPS hero trying to be a tank, and if he's not one-shotting squishies, it just doesn't feel that good. Oh, they're gonna buff him. I'm sure they will, but I actually think we've bumped Doomfist to negative. Doomfist has been down a tier. GG's Doomfist. Unlucky. Okay. Hanzo didn't get a lot of changes. Honestly, 70 to 65, the passive doesn't affect him either. I'm gonna put him on doesn't apply. Nothing significant enough. Tracer, mostly just the damage nerf, right? I don't know. So she benefits a lot from the damage passive, but I hate the damage passive so much that I'm like not even going to give that as a positive thing. I don't know. Let me put this very clear, chat. People in this tier, I'm not saying that they needed more work. They just didn't need much. You know, like I look at Tracer and I'm like, she got a damage nerf, which probably was a little bit excessive, but I get it. Given the way the game works with how much common dueling is. So her adjustment felt probably a net positive. It would have been better to put her at 5 damage than to have her at 6 in Overwatch 2, I would say. But also, like, that was all she got. That was all she needed. I'm putting her in C tier. This does not mean. Well, actually, I don't know. Is that the right way to frame things, chat? Because all of these other heroes are like meh, right? I'll put her in A. I can't start measuring things based off of the quantity of changes that they got. I think Tracer's in a good spot right now. I like what they did with her. She didn't need anything more. You see what I'm saying? You see my problem, chat. I'm trying to like think of how to phrase that. You know, I think what they did with her was correct. Same thing with Ana. Ana didn't get a lot of changes, but what they did was very impactful to her. It made her feel like in a better position overall in the course of the game. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with the DPS passive. Should we reconsider Pharah, chat? Because Pharah didn't get much, but she also didn't need much. But I also just hate Pharah, so I'm letting some of my internal bias creep in here. I don't know. Because yeah, maybe Pharah just deserves to stay in the dumpster. Okay. No, I don't want to change Pharah because she's not a very balanced hero. She's still oppressive in some situations, garbage in most situations. They've tried to buff her mobility in some ways, but she's just an awkward flying projectile hero. Yeah, I don't know. I think they could have done more with Pharah. Diva. So Diva's busted right now. Turns out my prediction early on in Overwatch 2 was actually correct. I thought that wasn't correct because nobody played Diva, but then now the game goes live and now everybody's playing Diva. Now, she did get a little bit more buff, but yeah. Okay. Turns out I was right all along. I should never doubt myself. Weapon spread reduced. Okay. Movement speed penalty is reduced. I like this change. I think this is a net positive. I do like there needs to be cost to things, but it did feel a little severe. I can move a little bit more. Weapon spread reduced. I don't know if this was necessary. Impact of boosters ability increased to 25. I think this is a good change as well. I didn't like that it made it so negligent that it's like, why would you even go for the damage, right? Cooldown on micro missiles. I'm not sure how I feel about that one. I don't know, to be honest with Diva. Oh, hey, Fenzi. Diva's gonna get nerfed, y'all. I'm sure of it. What do I think? Compared from Overwatch 1 to Overwatch 2, the primary fire movement speed was definitely better. But I don't know if I like the spread reduction, and I don't know if the micro missile reduction is necessarily. That's just power creep. I don't think she needed that. The booster impact, I think one was definitely positive as well. So you've got two positives, slight positives, but definitely positives, followed by a slight potential negative with two of them. Oh, shoot. Chat, they forgot the most important one. I almost forgot it too. 3-second matrix. I don't like that change. I don't like that change. I think that is too much. I think that is an actively negative change. I really don't like it. I think 3 seconds is way too much. I said I'm a fan of this one. I'm a fan of this one. This one I don't like that much. This one I don't like that much. So I was like neutral, you know. But the 3-second matrix, I don't like that. I don't think she needed it. She's got a lot of more health, a lot more armor. 2-second matrix is still good. I don't know. I don't like it. I actually think Diva might actually go in the D tier list. She's very strong, but I don't like the way that they balanced her. I think increasing matrix from 2 to 3, and then also she doesn't really go up elsewhere either, right? It's like these ended up being a net neutral, right? All of these changes, because it was like good, bad, minor. I don't like it. Yeah. Okay. Mercy is a weird one. I've heard a lot of complaints about Mercy in the past. To be honest, chat, this is one hero that I'm just unfamiliar with. So y'all are gonna have to bear with me. That's good. Pressing crouch during Guardian Angel launches you straight up in the air. Pressing jump during Guardian Angel launches you forward direction you're facing. This is a good one. I like Angelic Descent. That's really good. Wait, what? The Guardian Angel ability now has a meter that charges up when Guardian Angel is active? Whoa, what? Alright, chat, we have to actually try this. I'm gonna spur of the moment, I'm gonna test something for a whole 30 seconds, and then decide where to place her in the tier list. Crouch, jump. Surely that's the best way of doing things, yeah? Yeah, so I don't love the fact that I do know that super jump was easier to do now. But I don't know if I like that, because what's the problem with Mercy, chat? What's the problem with Mercy? The problem with Mercy is she's too simple. She needed complexity, she needed a skill curve, and I feel like now this at least hints to me, I don't know for sure, maybe there is still a lot of ceiling, but they've just simplified one of the few challenging things about her, right? I'll have to check out the video, yeah. So now you've gone from a hero that didn't really require mechanics, but kind of did, to definitely doesn't require mechanics now. That seems like the wrong direction to go with a hero, no? That's not the right direction. We're going backwards. That's depressing. At least with the Doomfist one, they had an excuse of swapping roles entirely and changing up a lot of crap, you know? This one just seems like, come on, y'all. You've been balancing Mercy for forever. You've known of super jump for forever. The practice range is still entering, okay. So there's a meter. Where is the meter? Okay, so there's the meter. And if it's not charged up a lot, I don't go very high. So, boing! That's so dumb. What? That's so dumb. Wait, and then if I Guardian Angel from a height, what? And then Angelic Descent. Wait, what? What the heck? Wait. Pressing crouch during Guardian Angel, pressing jump during Guardian Angel launches you forward in the direction you were facing. Okay, so it's like the old cancel, right? Wait. I mean, that's basically the same. Angelic Descent can now be activated by holding crouch. Hang on, y'all. Whoa! Well, what the heck was that? That was very jarring. I hit Guardian Angel. Whoosh. Holding crouch. Am I missing something? Whatever. Yeah, poopy. Respectfully, dookie cheeks. I feel like this isn't like. It's just negative. It's just worse. It just you took some of the thought out of the hero, and I mean I appreciate the meter and stuff, but like it's not significantly worse. Like you have to keep your eye on your meter, and now there's some little dookie looks, little tricks there, but like I don't know. I appreciate the effort, but I don't think it. So maybe I will say respectfully, this I will admit ignorance on potentially. I might just not know a lot about the hero, and maybe there's some crazy tech that's now been unlocked, but on initial impression, negative. But I could be B tier, but we'll see. Literally just put her damage booster on a me. Oh, that's an interesting idea. That's a really interesting idea, actually. Interesting. Okay. Fires faster. I actually think this is a good change. Like, even though it's more of a balance change, it makes the hero feel more fun. I didn't like how slow his stupid gun felt. So I'll say positive. It's very, very minor, but positive. The reason why I'm not giving him more than that is because I would still love to see them actually rework his turret so that it's not just some boring AI auto aim thing. It doesn't feel very fun to play against. It doesn't feel very fun to play with. I would just love to see the hero reworked a little bit. His ultimate is kind of cool, but also just something that feels very passive and kind of dull. You know what I'm saying? Whoa, I popped off! I pooped on the floor! Like, nobody cares. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's either annoying to die to or like, oh, that's cool, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I don't. Again, it's quality, not quantity, right? So even though he didn't get a lot of changes, it is a net positive, but there's still a lot more that they could have done to the hero. Okay, Sigma. Creation got major buffed. I think that's to compensate for the damage nerf so that the combo is still theoretically there. I don't know. I think these are overall good changes. I don't know what's what I would like, to be honest, but I see nothing bad here. This is good. This is good. This is good. Let's throw them into B. There's nothing that like blows me away, but like it's like the Cassidy changes. I don't know what I wanted. I don't have any suggestions, but it seems okay. But it doesn't blow me away like Reinhardt. And I don't necessarily think you have to be like blowing me away, because like think about Winston. Winston was already a good hero in Overwatch 1, at least at the pro level. Tracer was already a good hero, but what they did made it, oh wow, so much better. Anna, same thing, right? Reinhardt was just weak, so anything done to Reinhardt is gonna be great. But this seems okay. This seems okay. I'm not reading chat. I'm not reading chat. Ashe. I mean, just doesn't apply. The DPS passive doesn't matter. The Bob change is like, okay. Nothing. It doesn't really matter. Oh, boy. Sombra. 40% more damage to hack enemies. Ouchies. 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 Okay, so let's just do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay. Where the heck is my epic pen? I gotta close on Overwatch. Pretty sure this was okay. Deal 40% more damage to hacked enemies. I'm gonna give that a yellow. Can you guys see that? Whatever. Yellow. Wasn't that the case in Overwatch 1? Maybe not. Yellow. This gets a green because I like having a little bit more range with their weapon. I didn't like the spread. Yellow, kind of indifferent of this one. Good change, more counterplay. Good change, less having a stupid health pack hacked for 60 seconds. Not sure on this one either. I don't care about this one. This is a good change. This is overall a good change, but a step back from where she was on beta. This is another good change. So here's the thing with Sombra. I think you're an idiot. You're an absolute idiot if you don't think that Sombra in Overwatch 2 is way less frustrating to play against than she is in Overwatch 1. If before everybody gets starts to type to me angrily, if they balance her ability to capitalize off of assassinations better. In theory, the design is better. I'm sorry, but any design that means changing this instead of, what was it, freaking 6 seconds or 8 seconds is a positive change. Yeah, you see, you guys say, oh, getting hacked off cooldown. I mean, yes, obviously. But do you not remember Overwatch 1? Do you not remember Overwatch 1? How quickly can you forget? I understand now that Sombra's more popular. But the net result, an EMP, okay, well, guess I'm not playing today, guys. So I understand. She's strong. She's popular. You're crying about it. I get it. I agree with you. But you're smoking something dank if you think that this is not better than Overwatch 1. I mean, you can actually play ball into Sombra now. Oh, playing Sombra. Guess I can't play Zenyatta. Guess I can't play Wrecking Ball. Guess I can't play Doomfist. She's stronger, yes, so you see her more. But can you imagine if Overwatch 1 Sombra had the pick rate and power level that Overwatch 2 Sombra has right now? You guys would be... there would be an influx of like drywall repair across the entire eastern and western seaboard. So you're smoking crack if you don't think that Sombra is at least B tier. I get it. She's too strong. The assassin, I think 1.75 is still too long. I want to see 1.25. It was 1 initially in beta. That wasn't bad. I would also like things like maybe this is too much. 40% maybe is too much. I don't know. My problem with Sombra is similar to Doomfist, where it feels like a character that can hack you and assassinate you feels very difficult to balance. So they've done a good job of it, but I don't know if we're ever going to be in a place where we're happy with Sombra's balance state. I don't think that's why heroes like Rein, Sojourn, okay, Kiriko potentially, Orisa potentially, Winston potentially, and shut up about Genji Tracer because they're fun heroes too. Sombra just, I don't know, Sombra's just not the best hero design, to be honest with you. Sombra is just never going to be a very popular hero just because her hero design just isn't good. It's just not good. She is not a well-designed hero. She is better than she used to be. She can continue to get better, but it feels a lot like Bastion, right? Like, how do you balance that, you know? It would take a lot of work, and it would take another entirely new rework to actually put Sombra in a position where we could confidently say that she is a good, well-designed hero. She's just a bad hero. So I'm thankful that she's less cancerous, but unfortunately, unless she gets a heavy rework, we will never see her in an A or an S spot. Why doesn't Blizzard just rework theirs? I mean, they're probably actively working on it, but new content is important as well. I mean, we've seen chat. They're trying, no? I mean, I don't know. I mean, could be that they're trying, and also could just be flat out incompetence. So I don't know. But I will say that like a lot of the recent heroes, the reworks for I mean, look at this overall. All the reworks, I think I'd only place 4 of them actively making the hero worse. A lot of them did make the heroes better. Some of them made them significantly better. Yes, this was a rework for sure, but you guys know what I'm saying. This rework wasn't a good enough rework. Hack is still too frustrating. Assassination is still too frustrating. Perma-stealth is still, I don't know. I'm not saying the hero is the hero is definitely too strong right now, but like it's just the fundamentals of the hero just feel like I don't know how you balance around that without permanently being frustrated. We're about to get to a couple more heroes that fall into that category. No, not Genji. Genji, I'm dead serious. I want you to think about it. Why is Genji in the negative? Right. The only change Genji got directly was an actively negative one for the hero balance and hero design. He benefits the most out of pretty much the entire cast, out of the damage passive, and it makes him very frustrating to play against. And it can even mess up Genji players. Like, I've played Genji. You get that initial kill, it can mess up with your mechanics. You're not actually like, why am I moving this fast? You get a kill with Blade, you can just chase down targets now and kill them. So I'm not talking about removal of CC. That was overall a positive change. I love but I'm talking about specifically what they did with Genji, the hero. I think was a negative change. I don't think he needed changes. I think if this was completely blank, or we had a better damage passive that wasn't so stupid, I would put Genji in just doesn't apply. He didn't need anything. He doesn't need anything. Now, in terms of balance, I think you could probably argue that, I mean, certainly we talk about the damage passive, but probably could do a little bit less damage with his right click, or maybe the recovery rate of the right click needs to be a little bit slower. But I don't think. I think the hero's fine. I think this is why you have to be really careful about how you read this tier list, because I think this hero is fine. I also think this hero is probably fine in most ways, shapes, or forms. This hero is almost perfect, but just doesn't do well. I don't like changing dash reset, y'all. If they change dash reset after kill, that would completely ruin the hero. Literally ruin one of the most iconic heroes in the game and one of the most iconic ability functions in the entire game. They will never touch dash. If they did, they would literally have people would be, I'm not even joking, people would be extremely angry. Dash reset is an excellent, fun mechanic. The only reason people are complaining about it now is because Genji's in a very strong power state right now. And I encourage you guys who are getting frustrated about Genji, remember playing against other heroes. Genji is one of the least cancerous heroes that you can play against, because yes, there is counterplay. Yes, he's mechanically intensive, so there is counterplay. It's difficult to do that, but I would 10 times rather have a Genji meta, or a Tracer meta, or even, I guess, a Cassidy meta if it's not Flash Fan. There's at least some skill there, right? Mostly, like I said, the DPS passive needs to change. It needs to change for Genji, and you probably need to nerf his right click in some way, shape, or form, potentially. Okay? Symmetra, I mean, there's just nothing with Symmetra, right? Like, Symmetra got really nothing. Like, this is all like fancy dancy. This is a lot. You see this? But this is nothing. This is nothing. Look. Okay, I mean, it's nothing huge. It means spawn TPs are less useful. I would say it's probably a good change, because that was such a one-dimensional place. Also, I'll say, okay, that's positive. Okay, that's okay. Okay, this is positive too. I'll give that. Whatever, I guess. The range, whatever. Sure. Okay. This seems okay. Seems okay. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Nice. But you see what I'm saying, chat? This is a lot of, it's like, oh, you got a TV dinner, a microwave dinner, right? We've put paprika on it, salt on it, pepper on it. It's still a TV dinner, y'all. It's still a TV dinner. Her mobility is awkward. Her range is awkward. She's still a spam hero, and too much of her utility revolves around turrets that slow you and do damage. So, positive, yes. But there's a lot more work that remains to be done. Exactly, the empties, guys. Exactly. Positive, yes. But too much work to be done. Again, you can see the defense class. You can see how a lot of these heroes in the defense class, like these old school heroes, have not aged well at all. Hero is aged horribly. Hero is aged horribly. Hero is aged horribly. Hero is not aged well. A lot of heroes from the old school class, like you look at this, like a lot of the newer heroes might be broken or OP, but are fun to play and are at least engaging, right? This hero is, I'm gonna be tricky to balance, but I'll still give her a check mark. Still engaging. This hero has actually, they've done a lot with this hero. They've made this hero a lot better, so I'll give her a check mark. We can go down the list. A lot of these newer heroes have done well, and a lot of older heroes, right? Like count this, like all of the heroes that have not aged well outside of Sombra are old school heroes. Like even like a Doomfist is still fun to play, right? Mercy has not aged well at all. I say Baptiste is also not aged well, actually. Baptiste definitely falls in that category for me. Okay, Lucio. Let's check out Lucio. A lot of these newer here. I mean, technically Ana was a newer-ish hero, I guess. Because she was released after, I don't know. You guys know what I'm saying, right? She wasn't the initial cast. Crossfade healing is reduced. That's to make up for the passive. Sound barrier ultimate cost is reduced. This is a net positive for sure. I mean, these things perfectly balance each other out. And this is a huge quality of life change, considering the fact that the way the game plays out, it's going to be more spread out. There's one fewer tank inside of your support aura, so otherwise it would take forever. I mean, Lucio didn't need much. I would put Lucio in A tier because his change was good and he just didn't need anything. So the one change he got definitely complements the playstyle. I've got nothing to add. I don't know what I would change about Lucio. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on this one. Like, I don't know what I would possibly ask. This feels like Tracer, to where it's like, okay, she definitely needed a damage nerf, he definitely needed an ultimate cost reduction, but then what would you do? You know? The reason I don't put him in S tier is because there's nothing like, oh my gosh, what a great idea. But it wasn't broken, don't fix it. Give him a grapple hook. No, I don't think we should rework Genji. I think that he got worse when they reworked him. They got worse with the new Overwatch 2 thing. Yeah. These are not necessarily heroes that need reworks so much as they are heroes that got worse with the Overwatch 2 changes in terms of balance / fun for both your team and the enemy team. Well, Genji isn't in the doesn't apply. He actually got worse because of the DPS passive. DPS passive made him more frustrating to play against. Genji does not need a rework. Genji's fine. D.Va doesn't need a rework. D.Va's fine. Genji doesn't need a rework. I would say Baptiste needs a maybe rework. This hero definitely needs a rework, at least to an extent. This hero probably needs a little bit of a rework. Ironically, there are more heroes in the tier of C that need reworks better than D. This guy needs a rework. This guy needs a rework. This one needs as much of a rework as Mercy does. And I still would like to see this person receive them love. Actually, I'm rethinking Soldier. What did Soldier need? I'm going to put Soldier actually up to A. Because Soldier didn't need much at all. I'm just a little bit mad about... Again, Soldier feels in the line with, like, they made his ultimate... you know what? No, chat. I'm gonna put him in B. They made his ultimate better, more engaging to use, but it's still a little dull. He didn't need much, though. I don't know what I would change about Soldier. Yeah. He's not aged super poorly, though. He's aged okay. But I'm not comparing him to Sojourn in terms of power. I'm comparing him to the changes that he got over the course of the beta. I'm not even saying that Soldier's better designed than Sojourn. I'm saying Soldier, over the course from Overwatch 1 to Overwatch 2, got more positive changes than Sojourn did from the early stages of the beta to the later stages of the beta. This is a super confusing tier list. I'm well aware of that. Moira, well, speaking of heroes that did not age well, I'm kind of surprised they increased the cooldown of Fade. If anything, I feel like it should have been left the same because she needs more mobility with Overwatch 2. Maybe like nerf her self-healing and nerf her Moira healing orb like this, but then let her Fade stay or increase the range, or I don't know. I mean, because Fade is so annoying too. I don't know. She's not gotten worse. She's not gotten better. I really don't see any of this as being... This isn't even minor. This is like almost irrelevant. I mean, this is, I guess, net positive with these two. But then this one is... I don't know about this one, honestly. I'm not sure how I feel about that one. So actually, Moira doesn't apply. I don't think Moira really got anything significant, to be honest. Moira is the worst design hero in Overwatch. Worse than Roadhog. I know that's a little bit of a hot take, but I firmly believe that's the truth. The worst design hero in Overwatch. The one most in need of a rework, more so than Roadhog. Her identity is literally, I survive. She's not even very good at healing. I don't want her to be better at healing because she's so boring that it would be a tragedy if she was a strong hero. Like, her design is so bad that I don't want her to have a niche because that would mean that she's strong. I don't want, no, Bap and Ana are better at healing than she is. Good, let it stay that way. Screw that hero until you guys figure out how to make her somewhat engaging. She's so easy and brain dead. She's a horrible, like, I was talking about this with you guys. I literally think in Overwatch 2, the Moira playstyle is like legit, like soft flanks, like soft pressuring out DPS. Like, it's not just that she's easy. It's just there's nothing to her. You don't balance Moira until you actually give her an identity. It's like putting lipstick on a pig. You don't you don't want people playing Moira, guys. You don't want Moira to be balanced as strong as an Ana when she's flipping a tenth of the Ana's skill level. I'm not breaking my own rules. I'm talking about Overwatch 1 to Overwatch 2. Nothing has changed. She's still the same. Genji's changes were actively negative. Moira's were completely neutral. No, Genji wasn't. Genji benefited a lot more from the DPS passive. Genji benefits more from the DPS passive than anybody else, and I don't like the DPS passive. I think it's the wrong direction. Genji had changes. He had the DPS passive. The support passive doesn't affect Moira negatively or positively. No, I don't want to ignore the passive. I didn't even, maybe I misspoke, but like, the passive is why Ana's an A tier, not like B tier, because the passive significantly was a huge quality of life change for Ana. Like, Ana not having to nade herself is actually huge, and a huge positive quality of life change. Not positive in terms of power, but it's positive in terms of that's good. I like that. Well, I'm being consistent here. I mean, I don't know if I'm communicating consistently, but the consistency is here. Even the tank passive influenced my Winston placement because it's harder to boop him off now. Yeah, potentially, Savvy Drone. Yeah, potentially. But then because the fade is longer, I don't know. Maybe Moira's slightly worse with the support passive. There's nothing about Moira that makes her engaging right now. And there hasn't been since her design. Moira, okay, here's your hot take. Moira was literally carried through the brain psychology, like the brain physiology of our brains liking the tick, tick, tick noise. I'm not even joking. I'm willing to bet cash if you changed the Moira tick, tick, tick noise off of her damage orb, her coalescence, and I think her right click, people wouldn't want to play her as much. I'm not joking. People play her to hear that noise. And I've coached this hero for ages. I made an advanced Moira resource meter guide, but it was just pathetic that you have to think about like the micro details. Whenever I've coached Moira, we always inevitably end up going to the micro because there's nothing else to do with the hero. And she's not a strong hero too. Like, honestly, I hate Moira. I hate Moira. What a dumb hero. I get people have complaints with a lot of the other heroes like Sojourn and stuff because there's like balance, but at least the hero feels engaging and fun. Moira just never feels good. Just lame. Previous statements null that. I don't understand what I've said would have said contradicts with any of these. Like if I misspoke, like I realized that I put Soldier in too low of a tier because I remember I said quality, not quantity, right? And I think the overall quality Soldier didn't need much, and what he did get with the tactical visor was a little bit more of a positive change than anything else. But I've been consistent with my communication. I just don't know if I've been, yeah, anyway. Widowmaker, I mean, I like the 200 HP change. I don't think 175 was like that great. I mean, really just honestly unchanged, to be honest. Nothing of relevance that she's received. The 200 HP is like minor, so minor that I wouldn't even put her on the same tier of like a Pharah direct rocket or Torbjorn's for a faster fire speed. I mean, I guess you could technically put her in C, technically, because she did get a minor quality of life change, which I like. But it feels almost disingenuous to put her on the same tier as Symmetra, who technically her changes were very small, but they were numerous. I'll leave Widowmaker in C for now. Whoa, I'm way out of... I'm way behind in chat. What's the most heretical part? The lack of Bastion? Oh shoot, chat, there's no Bastion? We'll have to fill in Bastion. We did Torb. Torb is already up.
Oh, he's better?
Yeah, Torb is in C, yeah. You very much dislike the 200 HP? Yeah, I don't know. I just hate that it feels like she's so fragile, you know? I don't know. I don't know. Ignore the passive because you didn't like it. I could have said that, Baggins. I might have said it. All right, Orisa. Man, it's that simple, y'all. It's really not hard with Orisa. Not only is it relative to Overwatch 1, she zooms to the top. But honestly, y'all, maybe that's just me, but dude, Orisa's so much fun to play. Like, I look at Zarya, and I'm not a huge Zarya fan. I like Zarya, all right. But I respect the changes. I think it was an amazing change. But dude, Orisa's so much fun to play. Dude, she's so much fun to play. So much fun. Even if you weren't an Orisa main in Overwatch 1, you have to admit that, like, oh my gosh, there's so much fun things about her. You loved old Orisa? Okay. All right, give me just a second here. Let's let you think about that one for a little bit. I didn't even know I could do that on my phone. I'm stoked. Okay, but yeah, you take like one of the most passive. Now, there were some aspects of Orisa that were fun and old. I agree, Halt was a lot of fun. Halt was a frustrating ability, potentially imbalanced ability, but was a lot of fun. And her weapon, I think in Overwatch 1, I liked her weapon a little bit better. Felt a little bit more like intuitive. But shield fortify, right? And even bongo, right? Now, oh my gosh, there's so much more dynamics to it. There's so much more engagement. Love Orisa. Great rework. Awesome job. I love Orisa. I will say that I will miss Halt just a teeny bit, but that's such a tricky ability to balance. Yeah. And her ultimate, I mean, even though it's not an amazing ultimate, it's just everything about her immediately leveled up. Immediately. Except for her primary fire, which I'm still not sure on. Her ultimate is a new Halt. That's actually true, yeah. Reaper. I don't think Reaper got a whole lot, did he? Damage has been reduced. The spread has been reduced. I'll give Reaper a slight positive because he feels less like I literally one-shot you in point-blank range. He has like more mid-range. Again, you're gonna notice this with Overwatch 2, where every hero has strengths and weaknesses, but there is a little bit of a homogenization of there are less extremes, for lack of a better term. And I don't think that's, as long as there's still very clear class identities, I don't necessarily have a problem with that. Where if I'm playing Reaper and I jump into a Roadhog's face or a Reinhardt's face, the Reinhardt dies. That's it. Or I'm playing Reaper and oh no, the Cassidy saw me from 15 meters away, I cannot win. It's impossible. He's just going to plunk me down. Now, that's still to an extent correct. But there is more flexibility of playstyle. So you're rewarded, you're punished less for, oh, I didn't pick the right hero. You see what I'm saying? So I think this is a good change. I think there's limits with how far you want to push. Like, we wouldn't want to have Reaper's spread was reduced from 8 to 1 degree, right? You got Sniper Reaper. That'd be absurd. But I want, there's a balance between having every hero have a strength and a signature, and it being such a hindrance or such a boon that it's impossible to balance. So I think overall a net positive, which going by my standards probably means that it's not about the quantity, it's the quality. I'll put it in B tier just because I do think Reaper is still in a tricky position. I still think he still struggles with CC a lot. Even the CC that's remaining, his TP still doesn't feel good. There's still a lot of issues with his audio, and like, he's too easy to hear, he's too hard to hear. He's still fairly 1-2 dimensional compared to a lot of the other newer heroes. There's not a lot of nuance to him as much as the other heroes. So I think that theoretically there could have been more interesting work given into him, but they didn't. So I like what they did with the dynamics, but I think they could have made it more interesting. Roadhog. Channeled into Torbjorn's form. Okay, so here's the crazy hot take. So C tier for Roadhog. So here's the thing. This is where the tricky balance of the tier listing comes in for me. I really like this change. I think this is a really good change. Like, it puts a lot more thought into it, a lot more control. It gives a lot more dynamics to it. I think this is a great change. So why is he then C tier? Well, the problem is that what you've done is you've literally, let me draw it out for you. You've literally, with this ultimate change, you've put lipstick on a pig, all right? Yes, it is a great change, but there's a few other problems with Roadhog, just a few, just bear with me. Hook, his mouse one shot, that's a problem. His secondary fire, not quite, you know. His vape, you know, the self heal, it's just tough, you know. His fat, large, ugly hitbox, you know, the audio issues, the sound, how quiet he is in relation to the other heroes, his general play style, his identity in Overwatch 2. His lack of dynamics, right? Very one-dimensional. His ultimate is still not interesting, particularly more one-dimensional still, and we can go on. So the problem is yes, this is a positive change, but it's a lot like the Sombra change, where like, yeah, you're doing good, but he's gonna need a lot more work. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Good to see you. 18 months now. You see the problem? There's just so much wrong with Roadhog that you can do this, and I appreciate it, but wow, you have barely scratched the surface. And the problem is a lot like Moira and Sombra, where I don't feel like you can actively properly balance the hero until you rework him. Could you make Roadhog into a decent power state? Yes, but how are you going to make this hero engaging? Besides, I land hook, GG's, that's it. You have to find a way to rework him and make him more dynamic, less one-dimensional, and more flexible. He is a horrible hero. He is the second worst, in my opinion, design hero in Overwatch 2. I would have said Roadhog might have been the third worst, but a new hero has leapfrogged him, which we'll talk about in a second. You hook, you win. You don't hook, you don't win. That's it. Nobody likes that. Nobody likes that. Really, 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 really poorly designed. Yes, Baggins, this is a terrible time. Congratulations. Guys, I'm not saying to go to Baggins' door and take a giant dump on his front porch. Don't do that. But I won't be upset if you do. Okay. Yeah, just a disaster. So he's in C tier because, yes, I like the changes. They're positive from Overwatch 1. But, again, lipstick on a pig. There's a ton wrong. There's a ton wrong. Mei? No longer freeze. Kissy, kissy. Kissy, kissy. Damage per second increased. Kiss. Ammo is increased. Kiss. Mei's ice wall reduced. Smooch. I think that's mostly it. I think like still I struggle with Mei because she still feels like archaic in her design, but I think that her being able to having to use her wall in more dynamic ways. You guys have watched Backbone in Overwatch League. When you're playing Mei into dive in 5v5, you don't just wall off the tank. Right? You have to do a lot more. You have to be way more creative and way more dynamic with how you use your wall. And it's fun to watch. It's fun to play. Not being able to freeze people with M1 and having to decide, is it better to track and do more DPS, or am I going to aim for the shot? And it's fun. I really actually think Mei is one of those heroes that I honestly had zero faith that she would age well in Overwatch 2, and yet she's done okay. She's done okay. It's a lot like the Echo copy change, where the removal of a tank and the reduction of the HP of the wall kind of forces you to be more creative with how you use it. And forcing players to be more creative is a really sneaky way to make them have more fun. If you say you cannot just wall off the Reinhardt, run him down, freeze him, and kill him over and over and over again, that gets boring for, guess what? The Mei too. At least if they're not psychopathic, sociopathic killers, right? That gets boring for everybody involved. So now that doesn't work anymore. You have to figure out new ways to find value with Mei Wall, and guess what? That's going to make you have more fun. You don't know it, but it's good for you. So the freeze change, the wall change, I look at Mei and I'm like, yeah, maybe there's some more work. Maybe Blizzard's still kind of a weird ultimate where it's frustrating, but it also feels like absurdly easy to get out of right now. I don't know what the hitbox of Endothermic Blaster is. Maybe it's a little bit too big. I'm not really sure. Maybe you could argue that Mei's Ice Wall could be even smaller, but on a lower cooldown. I don't know. So I'm not like blown away by Mei, but I think you're an idiot if you don't think that Mei is like got some really solid changes in Overwatch 1. I wouldn't put her at a high A, but I would put her at a low A. I think that overall there was a lot of really sneakily positive changes about Mei. And the reason why I also put her high is because I just was very skeptical. And I've been proven kind of sort of wrong. She's a lot harder to play in Overwatch 2. And again, we're not talking about hero strength. We're talking about how successful was her rework. Is she going to be weak in Overwatch 2? Probably, yeah. But also, it's gonna. She's supposed to be hard. She's a utility hero. You have to use your brain. So I think it's just going to take some getting used to for a lot of Mei players. I think to be able to figure out what you need to be doing. Like watching pro Mei's, you're going to see so many ways that you can use your wall. Almost every GM places her in C tier or D tier for power. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's where she is. This is not a power tier list, y'all. This is not a power tier list. This is how successful was a rework in terms of making the hero more engaging, more fun, and or removing bad aspects of the hero. I think they did a great job with that. She's still a weak hero. Yes, I agree. But I mean, it's the same thing. Genji's in D tier. Genji's really strong right now, but I think they failed with the DPS passive. I think that's the wrong direction for her. Yeah, this isn't a power tier list. Otherwise, this would take... I'm honestly, chat, I am not comfortable doing a power tier list right now. I don't feel like I've played enough ranked. Yeah, we'll add Bastion. Zenyatta. Fairly certain I know all the changes already, but I want to make sure. Snap kick. I think this is good. I'm not sure, 100% sure how I feel about it, because it is a little bit goofy, but I think overall, probably a net positive. This is a net positive change as well. Less wall hacking is good. I think it was a good mechanic, but probably lasted too long. I don't think Zenyatta needed much, to be honest with you, so I might even consider putting Zenyatta in A tier as well. The Discord change was a good balance adjustment. The snap kick was a good balance adjustment. I don't think he needs really much. He still feels glass, he still feels easy to kill, but he has a little bit more defensibility. I don't know, what do you guys think? A small cooldown on the boot for snap kick. That's not a bad idea. Maybe it could chart. Honestly, y'all, what if there was like a Zen meter? So like you got like Harmony Discord down here, you got your ultimate here. What if there was like a Zen meter like here, like a kick meter, and it like charged up and then kick and then goes and then, you know? So if it didn't charge up all the way, it wouldn't go very far, but it charged up every like 5 seconds. And the distance scaled. So like max distance would be current boop distance. But then if you didn't fully charge it, it'd be like half. Good, but too much damage and reduced boop distance because it's literally a Lucio boop with no cooldown. Yeah, maybe the max distance is too much a little bit with him. I think let's bump him down to B tier because I like what they did, but I think that the snap kick could have been utilized a little bit better. You guys have convinced me. I think it's good, but I think it could have been implemented a little bit better. Y'all weren't around for 225 HP Zen, man. That was nuts. Yeah, I don't know what the new patch notes with Kiriko Ultimate. I imagine that will, yeah, we'll look at that. Oh yeah, you guys were in beta. Never mind. But you guys remember 225 HPs and it was atrocious. Okay, so here it comes. Here it comes. This one's gonna be actually tricky. I thought I knew where I wanted to do this one, but let's just draw Bastion. Where does Bastion fall? So here is my thought. Draw a toaster. I don't know if can I draw a toaster? I'm horrible at drawing. There's your toaster. Okay, that's not good. Here's where I fall with Bastion. I think we have another Sombra problem on our hands, where I look at all of his changes, and I really do mean all of them, and I think, well, almost all of them, and I think, okay, I respect it. I think that's overall positive. So let's go down the list, right? Configuration assault. I like it. I like that. I know people say the weapon is weak, and I could probably agree, but it feels pretty fairly fun to use. I like being able to move while you're in turret form. That gives a little bit more dynamics to it. It can be annoying, but it's there. Sticky grenade feels weird. Feels very, very, very weird. I don't like it, but I also like that he has at least another ability now besides self-heal. Like he can actually, it's not, I don't love it as an ability, but it's interesting, right? It's better than what it was. The lack of cancer self-healing, you know, the goofiness with there feels whatever. The ultimate, I agree with y'all. The ultimate, I feel like I almost said everything was positive, but after thinking about it, I really feel like the ultimate is a step back. I felt like the ultimate was pretty clearly the best part about old Bastion. It was a skill shot. It had pop-off potential, and it was mechanically challenging. His ultimate now is, I mean, well, currently disabled, right? But it's a little dull. And also is such a low skill ceiling, it feels impossible to balance. I was publicly said early on that I thought Bastion's ultimate in lower ranks would probably be oppressive. Like, you imagine you're playing in Bronze 4, and the Bastion pops, he's going to get a 2K. It's going to happen. Like, it's going to happen. And then you pop Bastion ultimate and anything above plat, and you're lucky to get 1 kill, barely, if even that. You know what I'm saying? So the ultimate had way too much variance. The higher rank you got, the worse it was, and that's not great. And then the problem is that it's a lot like the Sombra Roadhog problem, where, like, yes, he's a lot better, but he still is very, very, very one-dimensional in playstyle. He plays around that turret cooldown, and once that turret cooldown is done, you don't got no ability. You have no significant range. Even when you're in the other transformation, you're significantly worse. I don't know what the hero does. I don't know what. It just feels bad. And even the things that feel like an overall improvement, like his ability to move in the turret and the sticky grenade, they don't feel like, wow, what a cool. It's like, okay, it's better, but sticky grenade doesn't feel great. The turret movement isn't like the most engaging, fun thing ever. It is such a predictable power strike, right? I remember, I've played up against Bastions, and I got queued sometimes and a couple times into like gold, silver games when I was playing Genji. And playing with a gold tank or a silver tank into a Bastion was just like, guys, it's so easy. And then I jump to the higher rank, like just even 300 SR or whatever higher, and they go Bastion, like, oh, free win. Free win. Because we're going to go, hey, guy, he's turret mode, hide, 3, 2, 1, attack, he's dead, useless hero. So, I don't know. I think, like, I'm going to put him in C tier, because unquestionably he is a more engaging, more fun to play against, and more fun to play with hero than Overwatch 1. But the bar was set so very low, and again, the lipstick on the pig, right? There is so many things left to be done with him. It feels like a bump in the right direction, but wow, there's a long way to go. Wow, there is a long, long way to go. And I think along with the heroes like Moira, Roadhog, Sombra, to a lesser extent Torb and Symmetra and Pharah, and even to an extent, like there's just unfortunately there's a rework needed. Junkrat as well, I think. It's just the hero is just not going to be functional in its current state, and I think that's going to be the tricky thing for Overwatch devs, is do you leave Bastion in his current state where he's more engaging, the Bastion mains can have their fun, but he will never ever be a good hero past a certain rank. I don't know. They seem to at least be trying to drag the old hero designs kicking and screaming to a modern design. You know, you look at something like, I don't know, you look at something like a Reinhardt, right? Reinhardt is quite difficult compared to his old playstyle, right? There's a lot more dynamics to it. He's aged really, really well. Mei as well. Completely different, completely changed. Winston changed. I mean, Brig they completely trashed her initial design and went in a totally different direction with her. Not a totally different direction, but significantly more balanced direction. But Will they be able to do that with Bastion? Will they be able to do that with Junkrat, Moira, Roadhog? I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question, Kalal. I think old Ultimate would definitely be the direction I want to go with it. Maybe they make old Ultimate not a one-shot in squishies, but it does a lot of a ton of damage, right? I don't know. I do agree that old Ultimate would be a really good step in the right direction because it was like the only part about his kit back in the day that felt like really decent. I'm not sure, the Empty Skies. I'm not sure. There was an extremely well thought out post that was popular, I want to say 3 years ago, about how Bastion should be a tank in Overwatch. And there was a lot of really neat ideas in the original thread and in the comment section. I don't remember where that is. I don't remember if it's aged well, but at the time I remember being like, oh, those are some cool ideas, right? Yeah, there were some really cool ideas. And there's been a lot of good ideas out there for Overwatch hero redesigns. That is not something that I am particularly brilliant at. I don't spend a lot of time thinking about new ideas. So but I can still be the critic, right? It's easy being a critic. The problem with Bastion is he probably needs some form of mobility. Like if you look at the cast right now in Overwatch 2, I'm going to delete Bastion for a second. Better mobility. By the way, Zarya, don't forget y'all, Zarya got better mobility. I don't know if y'all caught this one, this change. Wait, what? Where's the change? Chat, am I smoking something? Didn't her right click have a higher boop on herself? Right? But it's not, okay, so it does. It's just not in here. Yeah, so you can, it's actually like, there's a lot of new places that you can reach with Zarya. Yeah, okay. A lot more mobility, obviously, with her E. Not more mobility, but keep in mind, ranged heroes don't always need mobility. I think that's the key thing, is you either need range or you need mobility. You either need map control by moving yourself physically there or by being able to see it. That's a consistent design. Range doesn't apply. Check, check. Check, 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 check. No real range or mobility, but wall is usable as mobility, and she has decent range, so I'll give her a check still. Better, you guys notice this? Better mobility. Roll goes further now. Even little stuff, right? Mobility. No mobility but range. Obviously. No mobility but range. Obviously, huge mobility. Obviously, mobility and range with his E. TP being on a faster cycles, right? Clearly the direction they're trying to push with her. Obviously, sort of range, right? Range, mobility, and range. And then it's like when you get to like the awkward heroes, like you look at this at like Junkrat. Mobility, but also to get mobility, he has to use like literally the most important cooldown he has. And then Bastion just doesn't have anything. So, yeah. I got here, start from the beginning. Okay, so chat, this is our final list here. Let's quickly skim through it one more time. Make sure I'm staying consistent with quality versus quantity. Yes. Ana didn't get much, didn't need much. Yes. I'm almost tempted to put Winston in S tier, y'all. Even though he didn't get much. What do you guys think? Compare Winston to Zarya. Yes, his changes weren't as flashy as Reinhardt and Orisa, but the change he got was really, really big. And feels really fun to use. I think maybe Winston's S tier. Tracer got exactly what she needed. Maybe not. Maybe it was a little bit harsh. I could consider putting her in B tier, but Lucio didn't need much, but got what he needed. Mei needed some stuff and got a lot of what she needed. Right click still takes ammo, but remember they reduced the ammo. It only costs 10 now, so it's actually not a very high ammo cost. And there has to be some downside to doing it, right? I think that's fair, even if it's a minor one. Brig, I feel like is definitely the right direction. I don't know, chat. Brig might be an A tier for me. I feel like she's not strong necessarily, but like she's so much less frustrating to play against, and you can still have a relatively decent impact with a lower shield bash cooldown. Again, I'm not talking about power. I just feel like the direction of reducing the CC and making rally less frustrating to play against was definitely a huge step for her. And new bash is fun, yes. I don't know. I might bump Brig to A. Cassidy again was the one where they had a lot of changes, but I don't know. High Noon's still kind of a weird ult. The grenade still feels a little weird. It's overall positive, but nothing crazy. Brig, yeah, well, yeah. Brig is a lot harder at peeling. Brig is more about dynamically peeling and then hitting your whip shot and then using your bash to disengage, for sure. But I can see people being upset at the peel loss, which is why I wouldn't put her in S, because it does feel weird. Junkerqueen's a lot better. Still feel weird about her as a hero. Wait, combat roll doesn't have the distance buff? I don't know. That was a big thing I thought he had. So I'm way behind in Overwatch 1, y'all. What do y'all think about Cassidy? I don't know. I think they just leave him at B. His role, at least, is still thoughtful to use. His ult, at least, is not an insta-die button. And his grenade is an improvement. I just think there's more work to be done with him. I think there's more work to be done. Echo got nothing, no? Or no, the tank copy change. So why did I put her in E? Bastion's just chilling there. I mean, does Echo need much? Her beam is less frustrating. Her tank copy is less frustrating. Maybe Echo deserves to be an A. Because I don't know what I would change about Echo. Her beam... Yeah, I agree with you, Razor Beam. I don't know what to do with Cassidy either. He just kind of feels he's there. He's positive, but I don't know. I don't know, maybe Echo's A, y'all. The two most frustrating things about her got changed a little bit. The tank one copy is huge, and the beam one maybe could be even harsher. I don't know. I might bump Echo to A, just even though she didn't get a lot, because she didn't need a lot. Sigma, the new accretion combo. Maybe Sigma gets bumped up too, because Sigma didn't need much, no? Yeah, maybe Sigma's up to A as well, because this was positive, this was positive. This was positive too. Maybe Sigma gets a bump up to A too. Basically, anybody in A is where I'm like, I'm pretty happy with their position right now. I don't think they need much more. But there's nothing about the hero that like blows me away. Yeah, Bap, I don't like the new shift. I don't like what they did with the hero with the shift. I think it was the wrong direction. That he clearly needed some help in Overwatch 2, but giving him big heal is just kind of blech. So I'm going to put Echo and Sigma just because, Echo, Sigma, and Brig, because I like where they are. I don't know in terms of power design, but like, and I'm not like blown away, but like overall they feel like pretty good. Sombra. Oh man. All right, here we go, chat. Here we go. Y'all ready for the smoking hot steam to come flying off? I'm gonna have to move poor Bastion. Quality, not quantity. We gotta remember. I got baited by the amount of Sombra changes. She's significantly better, yes. But there's still a lot goofy with her hero design. Permastealth, hack duration, the assassination 40% damage boost, the chain hacking. I still think there's work to be done. I agree. Yeah. I think she's significantly better. But if I compare her to other heroes like Cassidy, I'm more comfortable about the improvement in the position that Cassidy is in right now than I am with Sombra. You see what I'm saying? Like, I am more confident that Cassidy has a better, clearer identity and has a better design than Sombra. And I feel the same way about Soldier, and I feel the same way about Reaper, and even Junkerqueen, who is a little bit tricky for me. Maybe we should add another tier, y'all. Because I'm looking at Roadhog and Sombra, and I'm like, there's no way those guys are on the same tier list. All right, y'all. We're doing it. Whoops. Okay. No. Let's do this. Wait, whoops. No. No, wait. C. D. Change C to yellow. Change D, change F to dark gray. And change D to light gray. What do y'all think? I think Sombra has more work to do. Roadhog has more work to do. We'll get to those in a second. Whoops. Wait, why is it overwriting it? What? What? This is scuffed. What on earth? No. No, I can't do it. Crud. Let's come do it. Could do nice. Yeah, there you go. Okay, pulling somebody in and hog-tying them, that's disturbing. Okay, Reaper Again, I feel like Soldier and Reaper both fall in the same category for me. Soldier's design is very blasé, but it's fine. He does the trick. My problem with Soldier is I really think his ultimate is just not very engaging. I think his ultimate could change and are finding some way to buff that or work that. It's mostly just his ultimate. If it was just if his ultimate was a little bit more engaging, I'd probably immediately bump him up to A tier. Reaper, same kind of thing. Very kind of blasé hero design. TP, Wraith, even his weapon are just not super engaging, and there's just not a lot. I don't look at Reaper Soldier be like, oh, those are like Lucio Tracer levels, or it's just Zen. The snap kick was definitely a good change, but as we discussed, I'm not sure if it's exactly what we wanted or if it was the best thing for the hero, so kind of torn on that one. I think I'm happy with the placement of all these heroes so far. Sojourn, again, I'm nothing to do with it. Thank you. Torb, Sim, Pharah. I feel fairly confident in this. Like, none of these heroes I feel like are terribly redesigned, need complete dumpster reworks. They're getting there, but maybe Sim D, yeah, you might be right. I feel way more confident around Torb than I do Symmetra. I know people are going to hate the Widowmaker placement. Some people are like, Widowmaker's A tier, what are you talking about? And people are like, hey, Widowmaker's D tier, she's horrible. Bastion definitely belongs here. Actually, chat, here's the thing. I just realized this. Baptiste, I feel like Baptiste definitely belongs in F, right? He's a fine hero, but his Overwatch 2 redesign, rework made him worse. I don't panic though. Like, I would say being in F isn't necessarily worse than being in D. Oh no, my camera's covering things again. I wouldn't say being in F is worse than being in D, because I don't know, this tier list is hard to make, y'all. Because, again, F heroes are oftentimes fine, they just got a bad turn with Overwatch 2, that's all. So I'm actually reconsidering Doomfist, because if you consider Doomfist from Overwatch 1 to Overwatch 2, he is better. Like, he was trashed here in Overwatch 1, and unbelievably frustrating to play against. Overwatch 2, he's still not good, and he can still be frustrating, but I feel like Doomfist in Overwatch 2 is way more even tempered than Overwatch 1, no? Well, I'm not saying BAP is bad. I'm just saying that the change did not make him a better hero in terms of engaging, fun. It just was another heal. That was it. Basically, Marl Karks. I'm torn between D tier or C tier. I might put him in C tier. Because like it's positive, like he's a lot, he's better, but it's just there's so much wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong. The Empty Skies, yeah, we'll put it in D tier. We'll put him in D tier. He definitely, I like it much better than Overwatch 1. I feel like the heroes, but there's just a lot of work needed. Let me sniff my armpit. Diva, obviously F. Mercy, obviously F. Genji, obviously F. These are all fine, except for Mercy, I'd say probably fine heroes, but they just got a bad turn. Genji benefits way from too much from the DPS passive. Diva got way too much power creep. Baptiste shift change was not the play. Mercy, I'm not sure with Mercy Tech, but on paper, Mercy Tech got easier. And I don't love that. We're going to have to add another tier. No changes. Good. And then this one is no changes. Bad. We're almost there, chat. We're almost there. Okay, so I'm actually gonna put unsure in there because Wrecking Ball to me doesn't need like a lot, but somehow he just doesn't feel like he's aged super well in Overwatch 2. They've not changed anything about him, but his playstyle, like the tank nerf in terms of the damage, and then things like slam don't feel as impactful with the Overwatch 2 changes. So I feel like he might need work. Kiriko, honestly, I just feel like removing. Junkrat. Hanzo? I don't know, what do you guys think? Yes, that's true, Tech Dress, but it's such a small thing. Hanzo feels like a very controversial hero, but I don't know. And then we gotta throw Bastion in there, y'all. Here's my boy. Bastion. Like, you can't even read that. I'm not gonna trust my handwriting with this one, y'all. Huh. There. What do y'all think? Yeah. You know what? Actually, you make good points. Maybe Hanzo. Maybe Hanzo's in this one. I'm definitely. Here's the thing. I'm definitely not sure on Hanzo. Ashe, I'm pretty sure is okay. I think Ashe is okay. Hanzo, I'm not super sure on. This. Oh shoot, y'all! The Storm Arrow Ricochet changes. Yeah, what a weird change. Actually, yeah, you're totally right. Hanzo's definitely an unsure category for me. Yeah. it feels weird because Hanzo was so good versus tanks. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was the tank buster, you know? So easy to spam down shots, storm arrow, or just blow people up. But, like, it doesn't feel as good. Yeah. All right, what do y'all think? I don't know. This is what I'm feeling right now. Exactly. I'm fixing to make like a 370, 100 degrees. An extra 10 degrees just for fun. Wow. Yeah, shut up. Okay, I'm doing the best I can. I'm doing the best I can. I kept adding tiers because I kept realizing that putting Sombra and like Torbjorn or Sombra and like Sojourn in the same category was just offensive.